Hello, I'm Alexander, and today we'll be looking at two new products from ddHiFi: TC44 PRO Portable DAC Amp and M120A IEM Upgrade Cable. I would like to thank ddHiFi for providing the samples for this review. I'm not paid to make this review or offer any specific opinions about the products, and all thoughts expressed in this review are my own. In the first part of this review, we're looking at TC44 PRO, which is a third generation of TC series DAC amps from ddHiFi. It's based on dual Cirrus Logic CS43131 DAC chip and has fully balanced circuitry and a 4.4mm balanced output. It supports PCM decoding up to 384 kHz at 32 bits and has a DSD-256 decoding capability. The sample in this review is a USB-C. TC44 PRO arrived in a small, elegant square box with a sleeve. When you remove the sleeve, there's a square box inside. In this box we have TC44 PRO DAC amp, a lanyard, and a warranty card. The unboxing experience was pleasant, and I liked the sleek and minimalist approach to the packaging. Now let's take a look at specifications. This DAC amp is based on dual Cirrus Logic CS43131 chips, and the maximum sampling rate for PCM is 384 kHz and also supports DSD-226. Maximum output power is 120 mW at 32 ohms. Total harmonic distortion is -110 dB, signal-to-noise ratio is 130 dB, and dynamic range is 125 dB. And I'd like to point out that these are pretty good specs, especially at this price point. Now let's talk about design and build. I'm a big fan of ddHiFi accessories as their visual approach resonates with me. The body of the TC44 PRO is made from anodized metal and it has a T-shape. Plus, its matte finish not only looks good, but also resists smudges and fingerprints. The length of the dongle is 30mm, the width is 18mm, and the height is 12.5mm. On one side of the dongle there is a 4.4mm connector socket, on the other side there is a small LED indicator and a small hole that diagonally goes to the bottom part of the DAC and is used to attach the lanyard. The front of the dongle is polished and it has ddHiFi logo and model's name. The back of the dongle is kind of carbon material and it's very pleasant to touch. This carbon material is not only here for the looks. According to ddHiFi, it helps with heat management and makes sure the DAC PCB is not overheating. Considering you can attach the dongle either side up, the headphone socket can be either on the left side or the right side, and it's quite a clever approach to product design. Also, I like the fact there's no additional cable needed to connect the DAC, as it directly connects and sits in the USB socket of your phone or your source. The metal casing gives TC44 PRO both sturdiness and the ability to shield the device from external electromagnetic interference. The LED is significantly dimmed blue light, which doesn't distract you, especially in low light conditions. Overall, I am pleased with the build and the choice of materials. Now a couple of words about pairing, controls, and my user experience. I was mainly testing TC44 PRO with my old and trusty Samsung Galaxy S10 that runs on Android 12. I used FLAC files with USB Audio Player Pro and Apple Music for lossless streaming. In case you are wondering, the Apple Music Android app is quite good. Setting up TC44 PRO is a breeze. Plug it into your device, connect your headphones, and voila, you're ready to roll. But I have also noticed that when you disconnect the headphones from TC44 PRO during playback, it doesn't pause or stop playing music, which means it doesn't send a headphone connection status to smartphone, and it's a bit disappointing. Talking about power, TC44 PRO supplies up to 120 mW of power at 32 ohms. While it's not the most potent dongle out there in its class, the performance is still impressive, especially taking into consideration its power efficiency. With most of my IEMs, I rarely increase the volume past 50%, so I would say it will be able to drive most of the IEMs on the market today. At the same time, I didn't notice any audible noise with sensitive IEMs, and this is exactly what you should expect from a quality DAC and amp. The next important aspect for me was how it would drive my full-size headphones. So for my tests, I have picked Sennheiser HD6XX, Sivgar SV023 and ddHiFi Man Ananda Nano. With 6XX and SV023, I was mainly sitting at 80% of volume, and occasionally I was increasing it to 85%. So I would say that with this 300 ohm pairs, TC44 Pro was at the edge of its power capabilities, and there was not much headroom left. With Ananda Nano, despite its low impedance, I had to crank the volume up to 90% to reach my preferred levels of volume, but it was obvious that TC44 Pro could not drive them properly. At the same time, TC44 Pro had no problems driving less demanding full-size headphones from my collection. The bottom line here is that TC44 Pro will be an ideal companion for headphones and IEMs in the 16 to 150 ohm range if you get a balanced cable for your pair of headphones. With more demanding dynamic headphones, you can still get away with TC44 Pro if you're listening at relatively low volumes or if you don't care much about additional headroom. But no miracles should be expected when it comes to planar magnetic headphones, which usually need more current and power. Now let's talk about sound signature. I don't believe that DACs can have a significant impact on the sound, but the amplifier section of the DAC can still introduce changes and color the sound. TC44 Pro, in my opinion, offers a natural, clean and resolving sound signature with a pinch of warmth. The overall sound is very musical and the DAC is quite resolving. I evaluated it with a variety of my IEMs and full-size headphones, but one pairing that stood out for me was TC44 Pro plus Moondrop Blessing 2, and this combination sounded very organic and full. Let's summarize. The TC44 Pro strikes the perfect balance between design, price and performance. Considering what it brings to the table, it's a great portable DAC amp, and I think ddHiFi did a good job. Pros: excellent design and build, excellent choice of materials, dual CS43131 DAC chips from Cirrus Logic, it comes in USB-C and Lightning options, enough power to drive a lot of IEMs and many full-size headphones, suitable for sensitive IEMs, musical and detailed sound signature, 4.4mm balanced output, and the DAC is power efficient. Cons: this DAC gets a bit warm during the operation and it doesn't have a stop-pause feature when you disconnect the headphones during playback. Overall, TC44 Pro is a solid performer, which stands out with its original form factor, choice of materials and overall value for money. I can easily recommend it to anyone who wants to use their smartphone as the centerpiece of their portable music setup and wants a stylish and portable DAC amp with a small footprint. Now let's look at the M120A IEM cable. M120A is an IEM cable with inline controls and microphone, and it's available in two variations: 3.5mm terminating to 0.78mm 2-pin connectors, or 3.5mm terminating to MMCX connectors. ddHiFi also mentioned that the MMCX version supports not only traditional MMCX IEMs, but also IE series from Sennheiser, like for example IE900. The cable arrived in a small carton box with a sleeve, just like TC44 Pro. When you remove the sleeve, there's a square box inside that holds a cable and warranty card. Now let's take a look at design and build. The cable is well built, it's soft and quite flexible too, making it very convenient for day-to-day use. On one end, it has a straight 3.5mm connector with matte silver finish. On the other end, it has two 0.78mm 2-pin connectors, also with a matte silver finish. Connectors on both ends are gold-plated. The cable itself is 1.2 meters long and it's made from a silver-plated OCC wires. It's not very thick, but still thicker and sturdier than most of the stock cables that come with many IEMs nowadays. Left and right connectors have a channel sign printed on the connectors. There are also no chin sliders or typical pre-molded ear hooks here. The lack of pre-molded ear hooks means you can use this cable for both in-ear monitors or classic earbuds with a straight insertion. The inline controller is put in the place of the usual splitter, and it fits this position well, contributing to sleek design. The inline controller is made from metal, it has a matte finish and has one button that covers all the usual play, stop, skip track functions one might expect. Next to this button there is a microphone. I use this cable with variety of my IEMs, and I think M120A complemented many pairs well, both comfort and look-wise. As the cable is soft and has no pre-molded ear hooks, it adds a lot of flexibility to IEM placement in your ear. In addition, it's really low in microphonics, which is a plus too. I wouldn't comment much regarding the changes in sound, as I don't believe cables have any significant impact on the sound. For me, the replacement cable should serve several purposes: improve comfort, increase durability, have good connectors installed, and as a bonus, it should look good too. In this regard, this cable checks all the boxes for me. Let's summarize. M120A is a well-built cable for its price. It's soft and flexible, has a tidy braid and quality connectors, and in addition it looks great too. The cable feels great and has improved comfort for a number of my IEMs too. Overall, it's hard to overlook the design and build of this cable, and I can easily recommend it to anyone looking for high-quality replacement cable with a microphone and inline controls at a reasonable price. Alright guys, that's all from me for today, and I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel and click the bell icon to receive new video updates. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.